Chilling new video shows the chaotic moment when police shot 11-year-old Adarian Murray in the chest. Adarian called the Indianola, Mississippi police for help with a domestic disturbance last May. Body cam video edited and released by Mississippi's Department of Public Safety first shows the boy's mom emerging from the home.
You better come on out. Come out, ma'am.
An attorney for the family maintains the mom told police the assailant was gone and that there were 3 children inside the home, which does not appear to have been captured on this video. Sergeant Greg Capers repeatedly calls for a man to come out.
Come out, sir. Don't make us come in.
Shortly after, Adarian appears and Capers fires one shot.
Indianola police officer accused of shooting an unarmed 11-year-old child is now at the center of another federal lawsuit.
Adarian Murray was shot in the chest inside his own home by Mississippi police responding to a call for help.
I ran across the corner and then I just got shot.
Welcome to the podcast, It Too Podcast. The acronym meaning, is it important to you? If it is, there's no judgment. If it isn't, there's no judgment. We can voice our opinion respectfully with each other in the comments. So I was online looking for subjects that we can cover or talk about. And I came across situation that happened. It happened in May of 2023. And the title reads, "Oh my God, body cam footage shows moment Mississippi cop shoots 11-year-old boy who called for help." So apparently 11-year-old Adarian Murray, his mother and one of her children's father were having a disagreement. I don't know if it was physical, but she yelled for him to call, for 11-year-old Adarian Murray to call police, in which he did. Once he called the police and they got there, the responding officer was Officer Greg Capers. Once he got there, he didn't know if the assailant was still there or not. So of course his adrenaline was going, but he was trying to kick the door down. And once he got inside, the mom ran out past him and he was yelling, "Sir, come out," because apparently he thought the guy was still there. But when the 11-year-old popped out, he ended up shooting him, the same child that called for help. What are your thoughts about the police shooting the same kid that called for help? Remember, we covered this story.
I knew that was going to happen. I don't know why, because I feel like people, that's what training is necessary too. Because people, when they have a gun, you have to be careful with running up too close, running too fast, because they're so ready to pull that trigger on any little thing. I was so nervous. I'm like, dang, I hope nobody don't come running up to him because he already ready to shoot.
Adrenaline, yeah.
I didn't even think about it. And I could tell he made a mistake because I can hear it in his voice. He was like, oh, call for help.
Mm-hmm.
Sad. And I'm like, dang. And that little boy, he just a kid. Of course he gonna run across the corner. Run, you know. Run from around that corner like that.
Mm-hmm.
That fast. But I think it was I know it was a mistake, but he needed to be punished for that. And
you know what? With the situation, because they called 911, so obviously the officer is going into the situation like, okay, there's a assailant or suspect there, that it's a domestic dispute. So of course he's going in, with his fight or flight response, and you can hear the 911 dispatch. She gives him permission to try to kick the door down. He couldn't get it down, and the mom ended up answering the door. When she came out, though, did she tell the officer that, I don't hear her say he's not in there anymore? Why don't you hear her say only my kids are there? It's like kind of not blaming anybody, like a little suspect to me. And then you can tell he's remorseful because while he's saying, "Come out, sir," it's almost like the little 11-year-old, he's afraid. So it's like he just jumps out. If you watch the video, did you see how he just popped out the door? So the officer was thinking...
He he popped out so fast though.
That's what I'm saying. So the officer thinking he was the perpetrator. So his fight or flight sense running high. So he just shot. And unfortunately, he did have a lacerated liver, a collapsed lung, and I mean, I can see how it will. He traumatized from it. He's traumatized. The 11-year-old lacerated liver, fractured rib, and a collapsed lung.
Is he?
So,
is he?
He's okay now. He did post interviews. He was on a ventilator actually for a little while, but he recovered. He's still recovering. And I didn't tell you that it went to a grand jury. They decided in 2023 not to criminally indict Officer Capers.
Why?
Well, you have to establish intent, Allie. I don't think he intentionally shot the 11-year-old.
He didn't, but
so I don't think
adrenaline is the excuse, basically.
Well, I don't think he went in there and said, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Because that little boy is black too. That was a white little boy he shot.
Abby, don't start that.
I'm not starting nothing, but I'm telling the truth. If that was a little Caucasian boy, little Timmy, whatever, he would have been in the electric chair. They would have said, "Oh, it doesn't matter. You should know. You should have good enough training." Like, he would have been in jail.
But listen to this though. Okay, why? Okay, did the mom say anything about her kids being in there? But after they say almost immediately, the family filed a $5 million lawsuit almost immediately after the shooting. That's what I'm thinking. Like, not saying I'm not victim blaming, but I'm thinking like, why didn't you tell that officer your children there are inside and your ex has left the vicinity? Why didn't you tell? Almost immediately they filed a lawsuit against the city.
She didn't know that kids was in there. Only the dispatcher knows, right?
Exactly. That's why it's like, why didn't you? So it's like kind of not. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just.
Well, it seemed. I know what you're saying because okay. If I had two kids, I would care about them enough. I see a man.
That's the first thing I'm screaming. If I see the officer going in, I know that they are prone to shoot.
And then he's going back there where your kids are. Why you didn't say
exactly? That's the first thing I'm screaming. My kids are in there. He's gone.
So now he's on alert. It's children in there. So I see how he got scared and he just like she didn't say it. She didn't even say somebody was in there. So he popped out like a scary movie.
Yes, and he did. And it's not. I could imagine because he's 11. He probably was scared. But mom should have let the officer know. Okay, only my children are here. My ex has left. Why didn't you say that? Because that's the first thing as a mother. Your fight or flight response is kicking in, and all you and mama bear role. So that's the first thing you gonna yell to the officer.
Yeah, when you don't care, you treat your kids like cats.
Or Ellie, really?
Cats don't care about their children. They be leaving.
And then it just automatically, immediately, you file a $5 million lawsuit. So, but this is where the problem comes in. This same officer, he's been investigated because he tased he was arresting another person, not at the same scene. It was a different situation. And while it was a domestic dispute, and while the guy was handcuffed, he tased him. And so that's the second lawsuit that's coming. They are also suing because of Greg Capers. So this sounds like this is the first two, I think, disciplinary actions that's come up against him. But it's a little suspect. But anyway, he's very traumatized from it. So what do you think because they did reinstate him as an officer in December. So, do you think he shouldn't have been reinstated and he needed more training, or do you think he should have been charged? And then we can end on that once you.
He learned his lesson. He learned, everybody, no matter how old you are, everything is a growing experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, say it again. If it was a different little boy, it would have been a different consequence for this man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think in that situation it's hard because, like I said, his adrenaline was like it was probably on 100%. So with the little boy just jumping out like that, I could kind of understand why his reaction was like that. People are saying he should have tased him, but officers, that's the last thing they using is a taser. You call the police. Prepare. If you're of my color and you call the police, prepare to be shot if you make any sudden move.
like a scary movie.
Yeah, if you pop out like Jack in the Box, it's over with. You need to move like a tiger preying on a deer. Move like it's real slow.
Yeah.
I mean, you act like you're crazy. Move real slow. So anyway,
don't even say nothing.
That's it. So let us know what you guys think about this. The 11-year-old being shot by the police. He was the one that called for help. The same person that called for help being shot by this officer. Do you think it was intentional or it was honestly a mistake? And just share your thoughts respectfully. And we thank you guys for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe.